Everybody, welcome back to another reaction. It's your boy Lance here for episode 10 of Days with My Stepsister. Yeah, we had a very emotional, crazy high point of an episode last episode that got a lot of people talking, which was good because the show deserves a lot of love. And yeah, I got to read the author's commentary finally. And yeah, a lot of insight, like how she already kind of figured out Yuta was having feelings for her and stuff like that. I recommend anybody to go check that out when you can. Definitely a good read after each episode, in my opinion. Anyway, let's dive in and see what we get for episode 10 here since we're at three more episodes left with this one. So let's dive in. Good use of the audio technique here to make her sound far away and come in. It's so weird because you can be like, spot the anime protagonist. Oh, it's the one with the colored hair. Her voice is familiar. I need to double check what who her voice actress is. Yeah, I forgot for a second she cut her hair last episode.
いいね。行く行く。いいな。カラオケ行かないか。ああ、行きまいの。うん。そっか、じゃあまた今度。
Maybe just me, but her facial expressions also seem different.
またね。ありはー。
What you looking at, my guy? Shinjo. Oh, Shinjo trying to get in. Wow. So is that going to be the next thing? Well, everyone's a stranger, girl, until you start getting to know them and talking to them. That's the whole point. Ah, okay. She was trying to gauge whether or not that people will start talking. Yeah, she just wanted to know would that be an issue with them or not. You know, W for asking. What's the other reason then, huh? I'm curious. I'm still not used to her calling him Nissan. It's like, ugh. She's trying her hardest to help both of y'all at the same time because you two haven't decided whether or not you want to tell the rest of the school that you're siblings. So W her, but it is more on her. But she's making an effort to make this family a family, so it just makes sense, right? Not the only reason. It's the only reason. Ah, there it is. Girl, it's gonna be hard for that boy. It's gonna be hard for him, right? The last person, his last mother, his real mother, left. And so he views love as fickle and something that's fleeting. Once again, great insight from the author last episode about what Yuta thinks on that subject. I actually can't read what they say on this particular episode as well. It's another thing though, whether or not that becomes yeah. So y'all both need to decide together, but it almost feels like they're drawing a line on the relationship when they do that. So same day scheduling. It just makes it easier. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Besides, like, you'll be done with this school later anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you don't. I mean, y'all could really get along if you just, date. Yeah. Mm, I love how we're still getting more of him now in internal monologues. I just put a lid on it.
く気持ちを消そうとしてたのに、
Yep.
こんな些細なことで心が揺さぶられる。
And the journal key she threw away.
浅村君は義理の兄。
綾瀬さんは義理の妹。
Oh, I love that. Mm. It's one of the few times this show, right? I feel like,
本当にいいのかい？
damn, I think it's September 4th right now. Holy shit. No, September 5th. Never mind. We were close.
兄弟だってことをずっと隠してるのも不自然だし。
I'm wondering if by the end of this episode he's gonna call her Okasan.
これでいろいろと納得した。うん。お前が綾瀬のことを知りたかった時は驚いたが。
Oh, did he actually tell his friend?
あと、妹を悪く言ったことになるな。
Nah.
知らなかったんだから仕方ないよ。
俺は
W for apologizing
お
though.
前が綾瀬に惚れたのだと思って。
Um,
なあ、すまん。いらぬ詮索だったな。
you're not entirely wrong.
まあ、その感じだと。兄弟としてうまくいってるんだろ。
じゃあ勉強会ってどうかな。ああ、どこかに集まって。ああ、図書館とか。ああ、
Dude seems like a nice guy, but we don't know. Mehouse.
弟たちを連れて出かけるから問題なし。おいでにゃ
Oh my god.
じゃあ決まり。
ありがとう、奈良坂さん。
ありがとう。いいえいいえ。さっきもそれでいい？
Interesting that they're basically introducing almost a love rival, even though they're not together.
はしゃぎまくりだし、遊び出したら周り見えなくなるし。最近さきちゃんとシフトが一緒のことが少ないから寂しいのかな。
先輩、気をつけないとその笑みは人望を失う。
That is a pretty evil laugh there.
お姉さんに悩み事を話してくれたまえよ。さあさあ、心を開いてこの胸に飛び込んでごらん。
She's channeling her inner Yuki from fucking Alaya.
そういうのじゃないですから。大体兄弟なのに、そういうのであるわけがないんですよ。
そういうのって
Like, what exactly? Yeah, exactly.
妹と一緒に働けないから寂しいとかですよ。ないでしょ。
でもさきちゃんは義理の妹なんでしょ。
義理でも妹です。
My girl spitting facts.
的な反応でつまんな。
つまるつま
How uninteresting.
されても。
では元気のない後輩くんに耳寄りな。
何かお探しですか。
Oh. Hi. Oh, yeah. I forgot about her. I saw that she was, she
夏季講習以来です。
she got, like, recently was, like, announced as a new character, right? I think I saw her voice actress get announced.
さんも予備校今も通ってるんですか？
おはい。
Damn, she is
どっち
tall.
だけですけどね。
Good for her.
浅村さん。
Your name tag, my dude.
藤波加穂です。サマーにセール。
カホ。
セール。
売る方じゃなくて貼る方のセールです。
Sale as in sale, not selling, yeah.
含めて一発で覚えてくれます。
ああ。
I guess you would have to with how kanji works in
ほら、
language.
もう覚えたでしょ。
She's pretty.
よろしく。
Her eyes are very captivating.
お仕事のお邪魔でしたね。では。
She's leaving a note for him for dinner and stuff. Dinner for Big Brother. For my Big Brother. Oh, that's cute. But also sad.
彼と距離を置こうとしているなら、夕飯も作らない、メモも残さない。それが
you're trying to have a form a relationship with him that's not you falling in love.
距離を置くというより断絶を目指しているのではと自分でも思ってしまい、そこまでのことはしたくないと思い、
Yeah. You're trying to
遠ざけたいわけじゃ
yeah, you're trying to ride that line of not falling having feelings for
だ
him,
ってそん
but
な
also being familiar.
かつて他人だった時よりも辛い。
Yeah.
これが自分の最後の未練の形なのか。
That's the one thing, right? I always tell people when people ask me stuff, it's like I just say, don't have regrets, right? You want to do something? Cool. Do you think you'll regret if you don't do it? If you don't think you'll regret it, then don't bother. But if you think you'll regret it, then do it. Unless it's like crimes, then do it. Obviously, yeah. But yeah, like I think the biggest thing about episode is the mom really wants to be included to Yuta as mom, right? But my whole thing with that is like it might be hard for him to actually want to believe that because of his jadedness with his past mom, his actual mom, right? You could still be the mother figure of the family, but whether or not he actually calls you that is one thing. Like part of the reason why Saki decided to call him big brother was she was trying to draw that line, like that trying to draw that line, and not to make it harder on everyone else in the family and the mom and all that stuff. And she doesn't want to break the family apart, right? Because their experiences with her father and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this was a good setish episode. I think there's 2 episodes left, which I'm very curious how this season's going to end. I hope we get another season, but it felt like we introduced, at least for Saki's side, there's definitely Shinjiro, and I think it was Shinjo, someone who's interested in Saki, right? So it's going to be very interesting how that may come forward as a plot device. What's this called? Okay. Episode 11, brother and sister in quotations. So and then he meets her, and of course Yuta still has the senpai who, she's not bad. I'm just saying. So like if anything, he would end up with her if they don't end up together as a couple, which on this point, I could see the show getting either way with them. They could either get together or maybe they no longer feel this connection or this love to each other more, and it becomes more familiar, more brother and sister. That would be just as interesting in my mind if either or, if they become a couple or not, or if they decide to just remain brothers, stepbrother, stepsister, and then that evolves into a familiar love instead of an attraction, so to speak, right now, right? Interesting. I do want to jump into the stuff from Reddit real fast. I just want to. It's long, so I'm not gonna go through it as like with everybody, but da, 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 da. Now let's begin. Conversation between Saki and Akiko. Akiko has been working in face-to-face communication many years and is good at face-to-face conversations. Also, not being part of the social networking generation, she feels that text-based communication might leave something out. That's what we said before, right? Tachi is busy, so I'm thinking of going to a 3-way meeting with both Yuta and Saki myself. How they interact with each other at school. Rakio, words were not enough for her to see correct reactions to the question. That's true, right? She works at a bar, right? As a bartender, a decade ago. But when I used to bartend a lot, you want to see somebody's face because you get that cue, especially when it's a loud bar and you're trying to figure out what they want. You have to read the face and read the lips, and it's just so much easier to react off somebody and something based off face stuff. That's exactly why a lot of y'all get mad at me sometimes when I'm looking over instead of watching and reading the subtitles. Sometimes I'll glance over to Brie or Dustin or whoever's with me on the reaction to see their face because I want to see what they're feeling right now, right? And so that's why I do that a lot sometimes. So leave me alone. Yeah, I'm not reading this whole thing because it wouldn't be forever. But by the way, I like this part because it contrasts the mother-daughter relationship between Saki, Akio, and Experience. In the original novel, the scene is depicted from Saki's point of view. Saki was inwardly nervous when she was asked how are things at school with Yuta-kun. I'm good at poker faces, so I'll be fine. But later, when Yuta came home, Akiko suggested with the genuine poker face that Yuta and Saki should have a 3-way meeting on a different day without giving the impression that she had been lonely and said, I feel like I'm not recognized as a mother. And that's what we got that with her telling Saki what she wants from Yuta. Um, mm, da-da-da-da. From Saki's perspective and Saki's self perception, she's automatically responding, but in the TV animation, there's clearly an unnatural pause before she says, I'm off Nissan. Yep. I found the discrepancy between Saki's self perception and her objective output very interesting and fascinating. True. Difficulty working in the nighttime. That's very self explanatory. I don't think I need to go through that one with y'all. I'm going to read all this like verbatim later, but I'm very curious. Yep, his cooking skills has improved. They decided to eat together first time in a while after his. Yep, that makes sense. The Suisei High School they attend is fairly advanced school. Didn't know that. And even the relatively flirtatious side of the group usually studies. So when a study group is proposed, the atmosphere is not necessarily cold. It's just that they all do what they have to do anyway, with a little bit of slacking off. So it is Maya who easily invested this number of classmates to come on over. Maya's family is actually very rich. Yeah, I got that. The income comes from both parents' family having extremely busy jobs. So it's Maya's role to look after her many younger brothers, which has made her a bit of a hard worker rather than a sheltered young lady. But well, the house is really big, quite spacious. They live in a very, very nice flat. Nice. Meeting Kaho. Now, this girl with a strange atmosphere suddenly appeared. At first glance, she seems to be a simple and quiet girl, but she has a strange sense of humor towards people she almost never met before. And if you look closely, you can see a pierced hole in her ear, giving you the impression that she is not a simple person. Oh, I didn't see that. Ooh. Interesting. Although largely cut from the TV anime in the original novel, Yuta is beginning to make a conscious effort to expand his friendships in order to wipe out his feelings for Saki. Yeah, I can see that. Partly on Maru's advice. Unfortunately for the Senpai fans, the event of simulation golf with Senpai was also omitted, but I'm sure they got there, just not in the anime. So they went and had like a golf date almost. Yuta has never seen his senpai as a romantic interest, but in the sense of coming to terms with his feelings for Saki, he dared to start trying to interact with various people from such perspective and with such possibilities in mind. So he's more open to it. That makes sense. He dared to start trying to interact with various people from such perspective and with such possibilities in mind. Yeah. He definitely enjoys talking to them. He thinks that they are good people and feel that he likes these people. Despite that, there is still something from the feelings he had for Saki. That's how he felt towards Senpai. It was the opposite of Saki in every way. Here, he met a girl whose sense of tension on the surface is similar to Saki's, although the original novel does not explicitly say so. All right. The shape/form of Days with My Stepsister depicted through the 10 episodes. It's depicted as a family of four, including Yuta, Akiko, Saki, and Tachi. The happiness of the family of four and the sense of entrapment that keeps a lid on romantic feelings, the two sides of the same coin, are depicted as they are, without any excessive embellishment. Cool. Whether we feel happiness or stagnation from the way they live their lives depends on our values as viewers. It depends on what filters we are looking as things through and how we interpret them. Just as people in real life, yep, that makes sense. It's also very important in entertainment to give one-way interpretations and to control the viewer's impression. And while I think such creativity is great, I think that in Days of My Stepsister, because that is not the right answer, because that is not the essence of attraction. They have depicted it in this way. Okay. Now I think that the 10th episode was one that firmly defined the nature of a relationship that had been delineated in episode 9, new relationships and unresolved ones. How will the setup here expand and converge? Please look forward to the remaining 2 episodes. I love this commentary. I need to go back and keep looking at stuff, but it's on the Days of My Stepsister subreddit on Reddit, by the way. It's the Game Seketsu, if I'm pronouncing that right, subreddit. But yeah, not as like in depth or involved, but it's very interesting here. Basically, kind of what we thought we saw there, defining relationships. The mom wants to be more of a mother figure to Yuta, stuff like that. Our boy opening himself up to more relationships. It makes sense. I'm very, very curious what we're going to get for the last episode, though. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good jazz. And I'll talk to you guys in another direction. Peace.